Okay, so of course the bigger question is what is AI, which is what we want to somehow at least touch upon in this workshop. Um, but that will take some time, right? So it's not like a single slide answer to what is AI or what is ML. So that's going to take some time. So we will start instead with, how did this all start, right? So when did people start thinking about AI, ML? I mean, historically, right? So it's a good exercise always to understand historically how a subject evolved, so that we know kind of the context in which people, great thinkers, thought about this area, as opposed to right now diving into what this area is today. It might be good to know some amount of history. Um, and the history of AI does not go too long or too far behind. It's just 60, 70 years back, right? So specifically, a specific point in history that marked the birth of artificial intelligence, at least the term artificial intelligence, was in 1956. This is what is called today called the famous Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence, where some of the top scientists and thinkers of that time got together and coined this term artificial intelligence, right? So they gave this name artificial intelligence in 1956. And that's one thing, but the more important thing is that their proposal was to propose like a 2-month study about let's get together and figure out what is this artificial intelligence, right? What capabilities do we want a computer to achieve, and so on. And their proposal, I'm just highlighting a paragraph from their proposal with some keywords, and the keywords highlights are mine. You know so they wanted to understand intelligence and simulate it, right? So first of all, understand how humans behave intelligently, and can we make a machine simulate human intelligence. um, you know the specific point that they were interested in was language. Today we saw examples of vision, speech, text, and so on and so forth, but their interest at that time was how do machines use language, form abstractions and concepts which humans do when they learn, and solve kinds of problems now reserved for humans, right? So at that point, and even today, right? So there are several problems like the ones that we discussed earlier, like object recognition, writing, reading, forming abstractions, generating poetry, whatever it is, right? So these are problems that are now reserved for humans. Can we make computers do that and improve themselves, right? So that's another keyword: improve themselves. We want computers to learn and improve over time, right? So like how human beings, as we live our life, we gain experience and we live and we improve ourselves. Similarly, can we make a computer improve themselves? That was one of the major questions that was asked in the 1950s. And they said, we think a significant advance can be made in one or more of these problems if a carefully selected group of scientists work on it together for a summer. That's how it started, right? So it just started as a pet project of a bunch of scientists in the 1950s, and today we see the impact that those 2 months of 10 great thinkers who got together and tried to attack some basic problems about intelligence and making computers think, has expanded to this whole big field of AI, data science, machine learning, deep learning, and whatnot, right? So we'll talk about all these keywords as we go along. But yeah, this is just to give us a slice of history, just to tell you where this all started. Okay,